They already know the drill. I love it. Okay, welcome everybody. We are live. I am so excited that I have Tori Prince and Tamara Holloway here because you guys know I'm a big proponent of RISA. These gals were at the last RISA. Not only did Tori give one of my most favorite presentations at RISA, and I was like, I got to get this in front of my members. Her product, and this is the product we're going to demo and look at today, Stage Force, won the RISA Most Innovative Product of the Year. So, woo! So if I'm going to let people get in the line, I see you've already, did you guys, did it? Oh, good, you're back in. I see that you guys are all in the chat room. Good. If you just say where you're chatting from, it looks like you all did. Good. We'll let people get in. And thanks, you guys obviously know the drill. We've got Gina from Wisconsin, Jamie from Florida, Janine from Florida, Catherine from Texas, Stephanie, Debbie, Karen from Texas. Yeah, just go ahead and put where you are, calling in from, and we'll get you in here. And okay. Whoops, did I lose you? It keeps switching.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that?
I'm doing that too.
Well, we're not going to be live too much, so that's okay, because some of it could be our internet connection, what have you. Hopefully it does mean that we're all staying connected. I'm hoping my folks in the chat room, if you're seeing a problem, just let me know. But in the chat room, if you can hear and see me okay, go ahead and put in yes. I know people are getting used to just getting in that chat room, and it takes usually a minute for me to see that chat and see that everybody's in and can hear and see this okay.
Oh, good.
Or longer. Okay. It is probably two. There's three of us on. So this is the first time I've put three people on. And sometimes that's a little bit of a problem. Oh, yeah. Here's all the yeses. Okay. Thank you. Yay. I can see. Okay. All right. So, Tori, because all of our cameras are taking up bandwidth, I'm going to let you go ahead and do your thing. Go ahead and go to this screen share. And I will turn my webcam off. And you guys, yeah. And then now you guys will be able to see Tori's screen. She's going to get that screen up so that you guys can actually see the product, the demo, and how useful it is to your business. And let me preface to all the folks who are on the line, you're starting to buy things for your business. You're starting to buy accessories. You're starting to buy furnishings. And you want to be able to tell or, have a record of what you're putting into people's homes. So this is an inventory management system that keeps track of all of your inventory, its pricing, its retail price, its wholesale price, what your rental price. You put in all that pricing, it tracks it, and then can tell you exactly what's in the home that you loaded in so that you're destaging, getting all of your stuff, and that sort of thing. Did I explain that okay, Tori?
You did a great job. Yeah, exactly. First of all, I just want to thank all of you guys for being here, and I especially want to thank Audra for having us on. You've been such a supporter since I sat with you on the floor a couple years ago talking about what we were going to do, and I really appreciate that. I think your group's amazing.
Thanks.
So, thank you so much. And then I wanted to just start off. I've been staging personally since 2001 in San Francisco. I closed my business there in 2007 just to move down to be near my kids in San Diego. And it was in 2015, I had already hit the $1 million mark. I had a bunch of stages up. I had a bunch of D stages coming back. And I had a bunch of properties that I had to furnish. And I didn't know if I had enough sofas. I just didn't know. And so I'm in the warehouse trying to figure it out. And it was at that moment that I realized that I wouldn't be able to grow my business the way it could grow if I didn't have an inventory system. So I went looking. And Audra, I was thinking, can you ask the group, or I can ask the group, if anybody currently uses an inventory system and what it might be?
I'll let you know.
That would be helpful information. And then, because then we can address that. And so Stage Force was born totally out of need. definitely, definitely couldn't get any numbers for insurance companies, couldn't get any numbers for what my investment was. I didn't really have any real data to work off of. And Stage Force is solving that problem. So I'm going to go through pretty quick and give you the highlights. And so
I should say, if you're everybody on the line, just put what you're using, whether it's a spreadsheet. I mean, I know a lot of people just start out with a spreadsheet, whether it's Darby, QuickBooks. I know Darby's been around kind of the longest, so a lot of people, jumped on that. And we'll talk about kind of the pros and cons of both. And good. So it looks like a lot of Darby and QuickBooks spreadsheet for sure. That's usually how people really first start getting rolling. But I think everybody on the line can say that when you start buying things for your business, whatever accessories inventory that is, that stuff tends to grow, right? If you're in the chat room right now, put yes if you've got more stuff now growing than you realize, because that's exactly what happens.
One of the things that would be helpful too is if they have warehouses currently, how big are their warehouses? Do they have 400 square feet? Do they have 4,000 square feet? The users that we have, they have everything from a couple storage units in their garage, because one of the things that we hear more often than not from the people that sign up is, darn, I wish I'd had this a long time ago. So we always encourage people to start really early. We've priced the program so that the higher volume you have, the more it costs. It's unlimited users. And so that way the bigger staging companies are paying more than the smaller staging companies who are just starting to grow. And so it kind of grows with you.
Yeah, I need to add to that, Tori, because most of the people on the line, and most people, if they're just now seeing this video in my training, they're just getting rolling. They've started to buy some stuff. They're putting it in their garage. That's how everybody starts. As you know, you start a little bit small and grow. That's why this is so important for people to see and learn about now, so that they're not going back to retrack their accessories. Oh, I lost your screen, Tori. Hopefully you can get it back up.
Get off of what?
And it could be your internet connection or something. But so that's kind of what's the importance of that. So for anyone online, I know you're just getting rolling. This is the kind of system that you can kind of grow with. And getting back to what Tori said with pricing, are you still trying to get your screen up, Tori?
Yeah, I'm just hitting screen share on and trying to make that happen. Sorry about that, but I'm getting there. I'm going to turn myself off.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. I know it's little technical difficulties, but one thing, getting back to the pricing, and I know when Tori and I first started before her launch of this product, we talked about, getting that price point right so that people just starting can afford it. So one thing I love about it, it's really it's based upon the tags that you put on each piece of furniture, on each grouping of furniture. So you're paying by the tag. And I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's what kind of helps. So you don't need that much in the beginning because you don't have that much, but as your inventory grows, that becomes more important for you to track. You tag it, so you'll need to purchase more tags, and that's how the pricing is. So I kind of love that about this system.
Yeah, everybody's embraced that pretty well. It's nice. The other thing, while we're trying to get this going, I'm going to talk about, because we're still hitting the screen share button and it's not happening. So I'm trying to see if Tam's pulling hers up now so she can share her screen. Good thing there's two of us, right?
Well, that could be the problem with both of you using this much internet. It could be your internet connection. So hopefully we can get it up and working.
We have two internet connections here, so we were both on one, so we were hoping.
Okay.
Screen, Tam. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is even the supplies that you need for Stage Force. We've done some pretty hefty negotiating to make sure that we have the best prices available. We use the RFID gun, which is
here we are.
That's Tamra. So I'm going to shut mine down, and we're totally going to move to Tamra's.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let's take a look. Oh, Tori, I have that you left. I don't need you to shut you down. You need your microphone still on, or just use her mic. Turn Tamra's microphone on. No, you need to turn the little upper icon. Go back to the webinar. Turn on the microphone. Yeah, there's a microphone. Got it. Yay, we got you now. I know.
I'm so sorry. We're not
That's okay.
very experienced with this, so please forgive us.
And it's not being super cooperative, so sorry about that.
No problem. We turned one of them off, so we should be able to just work on one. That everything comes out here. So first I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start giving you a quick overview and jump in anytime with any of the questions because Tam can't see the chat box anymore.
I will. I'll do it.
Okay, so first thing you get is this is your board where it shows you what listings you have. We have 5 new listings coming up. We have 4 jobs in progress where they're selecting products. We have 4 that have just finished getting staged. A couple that are staging, that are already 29 that are staged, and then these are destaged. So it kind of gives you an overview. One of the things I have to say about StageForce is our community is growing this app, and they are growing this app because it's through you guys that we shift things. People are saying that they would like to have this with some more information on it based on who the client is. We're getting ready to change that. So you're going to see StageForce change a lot. One of the things people love about StageForce the most is how easy it is to use, like easy.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's very intuitive too.
Yeah, which I love.
Yeah.
If you go into locations and you have more than one storage house, you simply hit new warehouse and it gives you the opportunity to put a new warehouse in. Same being said, if you have a listing, you just hit new listing and you put the basics in for the listing. We found that data is one thing that people don't have and our industry doesn't have. So through some of the questions that you answer here and through using open APIs to QuickBooks or to Realtor.com, we're going to start pulling in some information regarding your listing so that our industry itself can have more data. But as you can see, it's just very easy to fill out. Then you create the listing. So I'm just move over to products. Where am I, Tim? Thank you. I'm just going to move over to products. And one of the things I love about products is that the last thing you put in is the first thing that shows up. And you're going to see when you go over a product, it's going to say we have 7 of these available. I know you're going to wonder, why do we have these bowls? Well, actually, we bought these bowls at Costco. They were $5 each because it was a pack that was 4 for $20. And we decided to make them our succulent bowls so that we could use them indoors or outdoors and that they were more decorative than the succulent bowls you would normally buy. So we were able to make, so they really should be shown with succulents in them, but they're not yet. So that's the initial picture. But, actually to add a new product is very simple. You simply go in. It's asking for the naming convention of the product, which is totally searchable with our search feature, a description. You put in the SKU, so from the SKU from your wholesale vendors so that you can reorder or get the picture. We're getting ready to put the catalogs from the wholesalers in so that that picture would pop up when you put its wholesale, who the vendor is, and the SKU number.
Wow, that would be awesome.
It's so easy right now because you just take the picture with your phone. You'll see, I'm going to create, we usually have a naming convention, which would be a color, a description, and then actually what the product is. In this case, since we bought it retail, we're not going to have a SKU, but we're going to put it in that it's 20 by 20. And this is how you get all of those numbers that pop up over the height, over the rollover. And you can put in your purchase date. When did you purchase it? You can backdate it if you know you purchased a long time ago, what the purchase price was. And then we have something called a working value. We don't always want to create our pricing based off what we paid for things. Maybe we want to work off of what their value is. A good example of that is I was gifted this beautiful round big oak table that once we stained it gray, it's stunning. It probably would cost $1,500 at a furniture store. So if I got this for free and I spent $100 making it nice, then I'm going to put the working value in it, what the replacement value is. So I might put that at $1,200 so that when you figure your rental price or your sales price, it automatically calculates for you. So
don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Quick question. I
Okay.
like the screen. So the stager can actually put in the percentage of what their rental price then would be. So if they know that they loaded up the truck filled with stuff, and they have, let's say, 15% is their rental price, it just calculates it for them.
Let me go and show you the Bubble Man. This is all of our clients' new man is called the Bubble Man. Everybody's got a new man. He's called the Bubble Man, and everybody loves the Bubble Man because he just works the magic here in Stageforce. So what we have is everything, all the categories you see come completely loaded already.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you can change them however you would choose to change them. I don't know what I'm going to say. Sorry, Tamara just took the controls while I just talked. I like this. So when you go into here, you can see that we have art, accent furniture, bedding, beds, chairs. Pop into the subcategory of chairs.
Do those percentages calculate in there too? Just auto calculate for people? Or did you already fill those in?
We have it preset for 15 and 120.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And so, but what you can do is you can adjust this according to the seasonality of your market, where you're going to raise them during your busy times and lower them during your slow times. And you can change these by category, or you can override an individual item so that it's outside of this parameter. And that's what you were looking at the page before this.
I love that.
So one of the other things I want to show you is like in chairs. Did you already have that open? Sorry, Tam. I'll leave my. Okay. I wanted to show you that bar stools. We say that the seat height is 36 inches, right? Bar height is 42 inches. So we give you, even in beds and bar stools and things like that, some of the designer measurements that are necessary to know what you're doing. If someone you're hiring is not necessarily savvy to these items. Many of the people that are stagers are not educated designers. And so there's a lot to learn.
Let me just add for you guys to let you know that this is all, like we said, it's all preloaded. However, it's all customizable. So if any of these categories or subcategories do not work for your particular business platform, you can simply take them out. You can delete any of them. You can edit them as the way you want, or you can add new categories and new subcategories simply by clicking on where it tells you to add it, the new subcategory. So if you wanted to add, say, leather in here and add that under the category of chairs, you can make it a subcategory and just add leather. So any of your leather chairs will, subcategories will pull up here.
I love it. I just like that it is all preset in there, so that they're not reinventing that. They're not thinking about their categories, not thinking about how they need to do this. It's kind of already built in. I love that.
It's kind of interesting because in the categories too, I'm going to stay on the Bubble Man for a little bit. On the categories too, we have all of these, right, that are, and then you also have collections. So what you do is if you buy a matching sofa and love seat, or if you buy a matching bedroom set where you'd like to use the headboard you bought with the nightstands or something like that, you can create collections of whatever you want. If you buy 3 pieces of pottery, so that when they're shopping, which we'll show you in a little bit, when you're shopping your own warehouse, what you can do is to choose those items also. And so it just gives you a faster, easier way to pick the items that you want to have in your house.
I love that. Well, do people then, obviously they probably collect or group bedroom sets, like even text, the bed covers and the pillows and the, things like that. Right?
Exactly. We have a couple other ways to do that. Here's a king comforter set. And all of these happened because you simply put the product in the way we said. You take the picture with your phone, or you upload it and just take it from your downloads. What we did half the time is if we came upon a coaster item and they could tell that it was coaster 1, 2, 3, 4, they would literally just search for coaster 1, 2, 3, 4 and nab the picture off the web.
Yeah. It's not hard to find those pictures off the web. I mean, another easy idea is you can use a design board like Design Files. I think you can set up like a, if anyone uses that even for e-design, and they can just, it has a browser button. So anytime they buy something, they just hit the browser button, put it to their inventory, and then later they can throw it in the system to stay organized.
Exactly. We have some, even when you add a location, you're going to add what the room names are so that you can easily put together your collection for each room. So for example, here we have casitas. I don't know how many people in the country have casitas, but I think they changed it to guest house. Did you change it to guest house?
I changed it to guest house for a demo.
Oh, okay. It used to say casita. And in Florida, they'll have lanais in different areas. So whatever around the world your language is for your rooms, you can just X out entrance and put in something else.
Or
edit it, either way.
Okay.
And then flag issues. This is kind of interesting because it's really important to use your inventory as much as possible. And when something becomes damaged, you want to task it to be repaired. When something you happen to bring home isn't yours, return to owner. Sometimes the seller is purchasing. Sometimes it needs to be cleaned. And when we do a warehouse, we did a warehouse inventory audit. Thank you. I was looking for that. We did a warehouse audit, and there were some items we were unable to locate. So we just created an unable to locate. So we're watching for where those are so that we can bring our inventory into correction. So that's in the Bubble Man. The other thing that's kind of fun that's in the Bubble Man is guides. So Tam is here with me today, and Tam is Stageforce. She'll answer her phone. She does webinars at 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning. She really is here for all of the clients. And this is the Bubble Man. This is what takes you into all the directions of how to do everything. So it's really simple to use. And for example, on the master table of contents, if she's done a video associated with it, it'll show you that there's a video to watch. And one of the things that's in here is interesting is the user permission levels. So the user permission levels, not everybody that's working for you needs to see everything in the system. So we have that divided out. And when they sign in, you then go to, how do I get back to Stageforce? Oh, there it is. You then go, when they sign in, you say what level of authority you want them to have in the system. So, anything right now? Any questions right now? Because I'm going to show you how to shop.
Yeah, show us getting started, because I think we kind of went on a little bit of a tangent. But yeah, go ahead and get us rolling here. No questions so far. If you have any questions, let me know or flag it. I'm this chat room. I think we're good. Janine says, this is so awesome so far. I can definitely see the value of getting started early and populating your products as you purchase them rather than having to go back. That's the key, Janine. I can't emphasize this enough, because this is also, like I said, going to be one of those videos that people will see in the future in my training is as you're buying, think about starting this now, because what I see stagers happen in their life is when they start getting busy, and Tori can attest this, when you start getting really busy, you don't have time to now go back and set this up as a foundation for your business. So this is very foundational for any stager's business, any stager who wants to all grow into the vacant realm. And this kind of product will make you money in the sense you already saw Tori show us that you create a sales price for all your products. So it's very easy to turn your inventory over because they get a report with the photos and the pricing, and the seller does and the buyer if you want. And then that's how they can turn around and just buy it very easily because you're organized and it's not that hard to do versus all the stagers out there who don't even have an inventory system, and they couldn't give a sell price. They don't really know. Sometimes they forget their stuff at people's homes. I mean, I've heard every story when you don't have an inventory system. So that's just my 2 cents. Go ahead, Tori.
Exactly. So after you create a location, you're going to go in and you're going to select products for that location. And so when you do that, it's going to bring up over here, it's going to show you the rooms, and it's going to bring up this This one has 11 rooms. So we're just going to start with the dining room to make it easy. So it's already, you'll see that the products already show chairs and dining chairs, but I'm going to reset the filters and show you just exactly how we got there. So you just simply go to chairs. It'll show you all your chairs. And then these are the subcategories. We have dining chairs as a subcategory, along with desk and benches and that kind of thing. So I have clicked the available button, which means I'm only looking at those things in our warehouse which are available. If I unclick it, of course, you would see everything, and then it would be grayed out. So for this product, they're all in use. For this product, there's 7 of 18 available, but you can see all the grayed out things from being in use. So you always have this available button clicked when you're shopping. So we're going to go to the dining room, and I'm going to say, oh, I love these chairs. There's 6 of them. I'm going to nab them. And that's the way it is around here, because we have about 8 designers doing a bunch of houses. So if they don't get it in Salesforce, it's not theirs. Salesforce, I'm sorry. We're working with Salesforce too. So I'm going to put, so there's the 6. If you say, no, I don't want those, you can delete them very easily just by clicking it again. It'll delete. Or if you're already on another page, you can just delete this and it'll say, do you really want to delete it? And so it comes off very quickly. So right now you have we'll make it 6 beige chairs just to do it well. Now, one of the features of Stageforce I want to tell you about that's really pretty crazy good is that you saw that on some of those chairs, I had like 20 or 30 of those chairs, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't want the warehouse guy to have to go out to the warehouse and find that exact number of chair, 10446, right? Because they'd have to look at all the chair. They'd have to look at the number. So what we do is, it's called agnostic by the dev team. We call it tag swap, is that when you use the scanner reader gun to finalize your inventory at a house, it'll say, well, I don't see 446, but I see 430, so I'm just going to swap them out.
Okay, so that's how you know exactly which ones are where.
Yeah, and that's important as you build your inventory and you need to speed. And then you just reset the filters and shop for what you want to have next. We'll go to tables next.
So one of the things that's really key here for those of you who are watching this, the typical way a stager picks their stuff is they hoof it to their warehouse and they have to walk the aisles and look. And this gets back to, Tori, the picture on the front of your website where the stager's on their computer and picking out the furniture ahead of time at home. Imagine over your cup of coffee, guys, and then you send it and your warehouse guys are there grabbing it out. And this is what happens. This is how you make yourself and your art and your expertise go further, is you have help. You have an admin help, obviously in your storage, your warehouse, but you're picking it efficiently. They're grabbing it for you. And you can just do that from your home, which I love, with your slippers on, which is pretty cool.
Exactly. I get a lot of cute calls, or there's stuff on our closed Facebook group from people the first time they sit down and pick their stuff that way. They're pretty excited about it. The other thing that is really great is for training. We just hired 3 new designers, so I can actually look at what they've picked for a house and say, in this house, I would recommend this, or our brand. I know that the dining room seems really small and there doesn't seem room for bar stools, but a bar counter is money in a house. People like having a bar counter. It's almost like the stools are more important than anything, because I call it the money. It's just like, an ocean view from a room is money.
Yeah.
So it's really good for training purposes and for seeing what's going on. Because of Audra's talk at RISA last July, we actually just talked to the dev team. I'm going to show you some reports that we have. And we just talked to the dev team about, can we make a report that just has the pictures for what we're going to put into the house divided by room? That's a pretty easy thing to do. And so we're going to be excited so that you can have like a design board to send to somebody. We don't usually let people see what's going into the houses before we get there, because we don't really want their opinions.
No.
I could have said that nicer, I guess, but that's the truth. So like, let's just go to art because we got to get some bling in here, right? So we're going to go to art, and we have even the art divided into small, medium, large, and extra large. So what are our power pieces? Anything that's extra large, we refer to as a power piece. But so now I can look at this saying, I really want some color in that room. So I'm just going to pick this one for right now. And then on the other wall, I'm going to want a mirror. So I can go back up here, and instead of extra large, I can go straight to mirrors. I can see what we have in stock for mirrors. Again, the rollover feature will help you as a designer stack things. This is only 32 by 40 something. So I'm going to look for something a little bit bigger. Thank you. So this is 57 inches. I like the way the gold complements that gold. I've got that in. Mm-hmm. So this is how you load it. You just go from room to room to room. We also have all the small stuff in. If we wanted to go to kitchen, we could do that, and we could add plates and things like that. We tag everything in the system except 4 items. We don't tag our books because we get them for free. We don't tag wine glasses because we don't like how it looks, because it's hard to have a tag not show on a wine glass.
Yeah.
We probably should get black bottoms or something. I didn't even think of that. I just thought of that. We don't do like shower hooks or napkin rings. Those are like the things that we don't. But let's just say that we were going to do a charger and something else for this. We would just go here to go to kitchen tableware.
Can I ask you a quick question? So that leads me to a question, because one of the things I remember in the presentation, and one of the things I do train people on, especially so that you're not always reinventing that table setup or that centerpiece or that sort of thing in the beginning. In this, I know, is what Michelle Minch does, is she uses bins, clear plastic bins for certain setups or settings. So if she knows she's got, let's say the 6 chargers, the 6 plates, and the wine, whatever's going to look good to dress up any table, that goes in one bin, and then she just can singular tag that whole setup to kind of remind her that the whole thing is going to go in the home, rather than to pick each plate. And I don't know if you've had people say if there's pros and cons to that.
What I love about StageForce the most is that however you choose to run your business, it can work with you. Yeah. I love that Michelle does that. I think it's a really smart thing to do, because she doesn't have to invent table settings over again. Mm-hmm. So that's when you can also create a collection and put it all together. But okay. I don't know. I think she still tags individual items. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask her directly. But she's one of the people that chose to add all of her products to StageForce via spreadsheet rather than individual items. She joined, and then month 1, month 2, month 3, I'm like, wow, she's just not doing very well. And then all of a sudden, we get this spreadsheet that she had made with all of her items on it, all the pricing on it, everything else. And for a very nominal fee, because the dev team charges us, of course, we can have the dev team totally load that for you. So, if you're a smaller company, it's even better, because it's easier to put them in one by one. But if you're a large company, then the spreadsheet could be the route, especially if you can get any information from your previous thing.
And that's really good, because that's one of the things in my training. People start with the spreadsheet, because remember, they're just getting rolling. They're slowly building their inventory and a spreadsheet. But that spreadsheet gets unruly after you hit about product 20. So that's where this is important. Once you get that first home, it's really easy to start. One thing I loved about this that you showed before is that there's a record of all the homes. So can you take, let's say you really loved the way you designed a home from 6 months ago. Can you find that home and kind of shop that home into your new project?
You can. One of the best things that happened is you can do that. I'll show you the history in a minute. One of the best things that happened is right after we started using it, I had a buyer call me and say, you guys did such a lovely job on the staging, and I need to recreate it. So how big was that rug? How big was that dining room table? How big was this, that, or the other? And I was shocked, because I'm on my phone out somewhere. I popped into the property. I could say, oh, that was an 8 by 10 rug. Oh, that was a 63 inch by 48 inch table. I could just pop in and tell her everything that we used. So having that knowledge at your fingertips, you can use it in so many different ways.
Yeah, I love that.
So looks like we're low on napkins. I'm going to choose this one. So I'm just going to put the 6 napkins in, and I'll show all the history to you. So this is just basically how you shop, and you just go room to room. Okay. if people in your group they're used to, it's hard to change old habits. If they're used to going and feeling the item and picking it up and putting it in the box and you're not ready to shift that, as long as they grab the item number and put it in the system before they leave, that works too. You don't have to choose from here. And you name a scenario of how a company could do something and it exists. So your protocol is what you decide it should be as you grow your company, and you're going to find that it's probably going to change as you grow your company.
Yeah. Yeah, because of course people can be, if they still want to just be there, they can go there and grab the piece and then use the, what do you call it, RFI gun, right, to add it in there?
Yes, RFID gun. Yeah. And that causes some problems because we weren't expecting people not to choose first. So that was kind of like the point A. So when they just went in and started scanning and hadn't chosen anything, there was no point A to get to point B, but we're working that right now and getting it so they can use it that way really easy.
Okay. Although I love the work from home way.
Okay. I know. If you start this way, you're gonna work this way, and it's gonna be amazing for so many different reasons. So now I'm back. I'm at locations, and I'm gonna go into the test house now, and I'm gonna show you. So it shows that we have 20 items selected, right? So here's the items that we have selected. So there's reports you can generate from here. There's a crew report that has nothing but a picture, the item number, and how many we're getting, right? So that could be, and the crew can look this on an iPad. They can look at it on his phone. You can print it up if you want to have them to put check marks on it. But literally, they can go right from here and go, got it, right?
Perfect.
And they actually everything that they have. So, or they can hit select all. Select all is kind of good and bad because they'll hit select all without kind of checking it. So you want to train them to really proof every item. And inventory system's only as good as the people that are using it and keeping it up. So you really do have to be committed to it. And our group seems to have been committed to it easy because we make it easy. Kind of thing.
Good.
There's your dining room. And so we can say, so we have all these items, and then we can say, the crew can say, yep, we found them. And they can confirm that they found them and that they're on the truck and they're going. And once they confirm that, you'll see that those 20 products moved from selected to located for staging. And they would also move up front on your homepage I showed you initially. It would also change that also to show you what progress the job is making. And so let's go back to the reports. So there's a sales report that's created. So on the sales report, you can see we have a couple things in here that aren't priced. But on our sales report, it'll automatically calculate from whatever figure of profit you've wanted to put in there. And then you can send this to the client. Right now, you can view in PDF or you can download it or you can print it. And so I'm going to go to the mother of all reports, and again, you can divide this by room. You can divide this by, where is it? Grouped by room or category. So for your guys picking the stuff, you probably want it by category. For the stager, you'd probably want it by room. So we've made it so you can do that. And then there's a sales report, and then the admin report will show you everything. Here's my sale price, here's my rental price, here's my purchase price, and adds it all up for you down there. You'll be shocked at how much investment you have in a house, really. And this is really, really, really important to know so that you can get your pricing and be a more profitable company.
I agree, because it's like until you know your numbers, you're not going to really know how much money you're really making, especially if you're throwing it straight back into inventory that you're not renting out for a right amount, or you're not, turning over or not reselling. And do you find, Tori, now that you obviously are doing this, that you end up reselling a lot of, turning over your inventory more often because you have these kind of reports that you can give to the buyer?
We are getting ready to, based on your talk in July, we are getting ready to put a sales sheet with every house.
I love it.
Here's how much it costs, because we've just have our own. We just got our own artist creating art, and so we'll have originals to sell. And oftentimes I didn't want to sell the items in a house because it took me a day, literally a whole day of my time to go to the house, turn it over, see where I got it, try to remember things, put it on a spreadsheet. It was just craziness. So most of the time when people said, do you want to sell the stuff? I'd say no. Well, one of the things I think that's really important in staging is turning over your inventory and having fresh stuff. And so how better to do that? So let's say that they want to buy these chairs. Well, I can turn around and order more of these chairs. So this way I could sell these chairs to anybody. You know what I mean? You can kind of become a store designer, everything having to do with placement of furniture and goods.
Yeah. No, I mean, that makes sense because, I mean, ideally, I mean, you're making money then on several different fronts, not just in the work that you do, but in the items that you're, you know, renting out and in the resale of the items. So you're not just then a retailer, you're a stager, and then you also get the extra income stream from the rental. So any area that we can make that kind of income, and now that we can track it really easily, reorder if we need. I know Todd, who does high volume staging, several warehouses, he has like a regular bed set that he almost kind of dresses up, and he takes that bed that he bought at Diamond, I think, Furniture. And I've talked to everybody who's on this line knows that I showed them a bunch of before and after photos of my How to Shop the Market training that is in the Members Black Book, where I show where you get these great deals. Well, he buys this bed set for $300 and he turns around and sells it for $1,200 on a regular basis, he says. So when you have it staged beautifully, you've got the photo of the beautiful home, you put it in, and then you've got the sale. People want it, you know, because that's the kind of stuff they can't get very easily themselves. And we get all that wholesale pricing. So it kind of makes sense. We get to sell and make money retail, but we don't have to have the big retail space to do it.
No, and it's really cool. I had somebody recently like pay me $18,000 for the stuff. I was making a profit and I had all that money to buy new stuff with. So it's kind of crazy once you get into it. This is the report you asked for about what you used at a property. Right?
Wow.
So this is everything from a closed property, what we used in it, and we can sort that any of the ways that we had before.
Yeah, I actually posted, it's funny that you say that. And those of you who have been recently in Stagers Connect, Michelle Minch had posted everything that she put into a 3,000 square foot property, a whole list. And I think that's a lot of times we forget. So that's all that work that she put in to that design, to that planning. And then now that she has a record of it right here, she can not reinvent the wheel every time she gets a similar 3,000 square foot home, you know? So she kind of has that report and plan, which is smart.
Exactly. So here you're seeing a chair that just one of our chairs that we use right away often. You can see that it's just in this category, so you can change the category anytime you want. You can see the RFID tags associated with the chair, and you can see where all the chairs are now. So looks like some are Passiflora, some are at Wren. Oh, I have to forget, this isn't like actually our active site because we made a demo site, and I'm like, wait, Passiflora is D-stage. This shouldn't be here, but
you're all panicking.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, why is this chair showing at Passiflora? I know it's D-stage, but this was back then. So
it tells you where everything is.
It tells you where
everything
is. And then the other thing you can do is you can, Tim, I don't even know how to get into where it shows the running history of how many days and minutes it's been in a house. I think it's down below. I know. I think it's right here. Close that. Yeah, sorry. History. Yay. There it is. So what you can do is you can see the history of all these chairs, and it tells you down to the minute each SKU. Looks like this was used a lot for demo, so it has a lot of 2-minute things in here.
Yeah.
But
no, that's
back
cool.
back when it was actually, we may not have, okay, so here's probably the real history of this before we made the demo site. So it was one house for 64 days, this house for 52 days, this house for 75 days, this house for 28 days. So from this, we're capturing the information to be able to provide the return on investment for this chair so that you know what your workhorses are, so you know where to put your money. You know, I've been doing this since 2001, and the industry's changed a lot, but what's most important to me now is moving the things that I buy through, not keeping them and using them until they die, which we usually do, but then they're worth nothing. So if I can make money on them when they're worth something, it's better. This is also, if you'd ever put a red flag on one of these chairs, it would show here which item number had a flag, but this product didn't have one. So that's the history part of it. It'll show here. Oh, I showed you this, all the RFID tag numbers and where they are.
So let's get down, because I love this word, and we're already 45 minutes in. Tell me, like, brass tacks too, and then we can get back to, I don't want to interrupt you too much, but I know people at this point are wondering, how much does this cost? What's the pricing? How does that work? How do they get started? Like, what's the process?
You can go to our website on thestageandsee.com, and it's going to review a lot of these things for you. And this is our pricing chart. As you can see, it's unlimited users, unlimited products, unlimited locations. So if you have under 1,000 RFID tags, it's $49 a month. If I have 11,000 items, so my cost to use the inventory system would be $250 a month. You can see they go up by $50 increments and things. And then there's also over 10,000. We have volume pricing. So you can contact us if you're a large company and have over 10,000 items.
So just to be clear with everybody on the line, the tags are what you put on each piece. And tell them a little bit about that technology that you have and why that's different than just the scanner, the barcode scanner.
Well, you don't have to do each individual item. Can I try to play this? It's very
let's do it.
Okay, thank you. RFID, radio frequency technology, is one of StageForce's most powerful tools. When I first began developing StageForce as an inventory system, I knew that the common method of scanning each item wasn't fast enough for the dynamic environment of staging. Because of this, I turned to RFID technology and created a swift, efficient, touchless system that allows you to sweep an entire house. And in 15 minutes or less, you have a complete inventory reconciled.
StageForce RFID has two components, the tracking tags that you place on your items and a Bluetooth reader to detect them. These work together with our website to move your items from location to location. The process works like this. Products are created online in our website, where you also assign each item a tag number. This tag number corresponds to an encoded physical RFID tag that you adhere to your item. When the reader detects the tag, it communicates with our website, where the product information for that specific tag number is stored. It can then update the tag's location, and the website reflects that change. Sweeping a home is simple and easy. Our free StageForce app is available on any iOS device and allows your iPhone or iPad to pair with the Bluetooth reader. Use this app to choose the location you'll be sweeping and move throughout the house room by room to detect all of your products. StageForce allows you to obtain an accurate inventory of every tagged item in the home in a fraction of the time. StageForce is designed to be user-friendly with a minimal learning curve. The technology works for you rather than you working for it. Let us help you implement StageForce into your business. Watch our demo, join a live webinar, or schedule a call with us.
Yeah, see, that's very cool. So do you find that when people do the RFID tags... Oh, hello. And did I miss anything more with the demo? I didn't mean to cut you off. I love that video.
Yeah, no, it just kind of explains it, and the overview, because we didn't talk a lot about the RFID. So, do you have any questions from here?
Yeah, Janine had a question. She was curious about the supplies needed to get started. It appears that the cost is $500 minus the reader. Is that correct?
$500 minus the reader. I don't know where that comes from. The reader itself, if you go to buy one online, the least expensive you're going to find is $1,600. So yeah, they are
the standard expensive price. I mean, that's for that cool technology. Yeah, I get it.
You have that negotiated down to $900
$99.
$9.99, and that's available on our store. So
great.
so I'm gonna flip to the store if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll let Tam do it. She's better than I am at all this.
You guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
let's go to the store.
Perfect. So right now, people, if they're just getting rolling, they're starting to, best practice is probably start populating their spreadsheet as they're slowly buying inventory. And then when they start getting that vacant job, I mean, already in any vacant job, guys, you're going to put hundreds of things in it. So here's where you get started. So go ahead, Tamara, and explain it.
The number one thing to know is you don't really need the reader. You can use the system without the reader. So if you're really just starting out, don't buy the reader right now. Just use the system on your iPad or your iPhone, because you're not going to have so many items that the reader is going to gain a lot for you. You still want to order the tags. We have different size tags. These are our smallest tags. They're almost 2 inches by 1/2 inch, and you'll see that they have your company name on them. And so and then we have clear tags and the larger tags. And then there's sleeves to put them in for when you need to protect them. There's rug adhesives for when you need to put them on fabric. And then because you're an HSR member, then you would be, if you sign up, you get a free bag loaded with some of the stuff you need. And we have that when they sign up, you would see that. So the initial cost is really from the tags. So
it doesn't say how many tags they get there. So let's say I need 500, or let's say I want to start out with 200 tags.
Well, on this, the one I went into, we don't offer 200. We only offer 500. So it's $210 for 500 tags.
So that's actually pretty cheap. So they get 500 tags with their name on it. So it's also a way of kind of naming all of their stuff for $200. So it's not 500, Janine. 210. Yes, they could manually put it all in. I actually love the gun idea. So I would make that a priority expense. Once you have that second vacant home, you'll be ready to just sweep the home. The gun idea, do you find that people, obviously they sweep the home, they make sure everything's there. Now they have a pure calculation of everything they've left with the client. So the client is then responsible for all those items. The client has a list of everything in the home. How do they use it for the de-staging to make sure that they are getting everything? Do you find that they throw everything in the truck and then use the gun to kind of do that, or?
A lot of people are doing that. It's harder to do your check and balance if everything's already in the truck. But what I suggest, the biggest factor is if you scan everything and you put it in the truck, it's out of the house now, go back through the house again and scan, because right after we got the system, somebody said, you left a couple pieces of art here. And my people are like, no, we didn't. And she goes, well, I had put them in the closet. So we had not looked in a closet for art. So the best thing to do is destage, and any items that it thinks are there that it doesn't pick up, you can just force move them to say, yes, they're here. And then you can put them in, then you can go back and rescan, and anything that might be hidden from you will show up very easily.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, because it's so easy to accidentally leave something at someone's house, and that's lost money. I mean, a couple pieces of art, it could be, a few hundred, $500. So no, that's smart. All right, very good. Any other questions? Does anyone else have questions? I know people are just soaking it all in. Did we cover anything, Tori?
I don't think so. You saw the website where you can go straight and sign up for a webinar. It'll come to Tamara. We'll answer any of your personal questions you have about anything.
Okay, I know. And that's one thing I do like about your system comparatively is I love that you have dedicated people. Love that Tamara's there. And you have great customer service. You have your private Facebook group. Make sure, guys, when you do sign up, when you get to this point when you're signing up for Stage Force, it's at thestagency.com, and you tell them that you're HSR so that they know that that you're from us. Janine wants to know, she's confused about which tags are needed to get started in the beginning. What kind of tags? I know the store, there's a lot of options. What tags do most people do? Just the standard ones, right?
The small ones are new, and that was by client request. So I would recommend that you do the small tags for most of them. The clear tags are clear, but see the little squiggles right here? Those actually are the encoded RFID. That's the antenna for the RFID. So even on a clear tags, they're not really clear. So you can decide that. The large tags are important for some of the larger items. We still write the item number on the back of every piece of art. We write it really big. But it would be the small tags. I would get small tags, the smallest amount of the larger tags. You wouldn't? You just get the small ones?
I recommend everybody purchase the small tags first and foremost. They all have the read range is the same on all of them. And the small tags work the same as these larger ones. They're smaller, they're going to hide better. These larger tags, it doesn't matter because the writing is so small, it's the same as on the small tags. So I would, if you have a tight budget, keep it small, keep it simple. Start with 500 small tags and wait until you get all those in use before you even order any more tags.
By that time, you'll know what you want.
Yeah, you will. You will know, but definitely purchase the small tags and purchase one package of the plastic sleeves because those are going to be used to put some of the other tags into the sleeves to protect them from the outside elements if you use them on patio furniture. And you can also put them in the pillows and the zipper part of throw pillows. And you also would benefit from ordering one package of the fabric adhesive labels. The glue on these is extremely sticky. So we will put our tag on top of these labels and then place it on fabric items such as on the underside of rugs or even on the back of sofas if you don't want to put it on the legs. Outdoor furniture, they will adhere much better than our tags do.
Okay, Eric's on the line. He says that he loves it, so I'm glad. I know he was an earlier adopter, and he has close to 1,000 tags right now, and he likes the small tags and the sticky tags, just like what you said. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I always recommend to everybody. Just start off with the small tags, especially if you're on a tight budget. You'll figure it out later on what if anything more you want to order.
You do check out the quantities though, depending on how big of a company you are, because this tag costs about twice as much as this tag does. You can get 2,000 for $383 where you only get 500. And that price difference is 100% them setting up the printing presses for your name to go on it. And Tamara just had a great idea this morning, and we can also put your logo on there. It doesn't have to be just lettering. If you have a logo that's going to look really good on that, you can just give us the file for your logo and that can go on the tag instead.
Okay, so I love that idea. No, you didn't really specify. So the small tags are cheaper, you're saying, than the large tags. Is that right?
Quantity wise, if you order just 500, you're going to pay more per tag. I can't do the math fast enough.
I see what you're saying.
Still at 2,000.
Right.
Because it just costs to set it up, and we're getting the pricing like we're running 20,000 items. So we're getting really great pricing, but the setup for the small ones is more. So do the price per tag because maybe you'll decide to get 1,000 to start with.
Yeah, perfect. And okay, no, I love that idea. I love the logo too. That just looks great. Any other questions, guys? They were saying, what tags do you put on towels? I guess the ones that are for fabric.
The fabric adhesive labels. So it would be you would if you purchase the fabric adhesive labels, which are right here, and then you still have to purchase the regular tags, but you will take them off. See how they're on this sheet right here? You will take them off and then you will place them on the fabric adhesive labels, which are blank. They look just like Avery labels. But like I said, the glue is extremely sticky. So that's why we put our tag on top of the label and then just place the label on the towels. And because these labels are a lot bigger than our tags, you can actually utilize one of these labels with about 3 or 4 of these tags and then just cut around it. But just make sure you don't compromise the tag by cutting through the actual tag.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Is there a monthly, so the monthly charge is to just to have all that technology at your fingertips, right?
Right.
Well, it's for hosting it's like any other app.
Yeah, it's like any app, guys. You're hosting all that information on, on a website like a website hosting. So that's a lot. You get a lot for that. I love it.
And when you upload your tags, if you say you order 1,000 tags from the get-go, and when you batch create your tags in the software, just because you have uploaded the 1,000 tags doesn't mean that those are actually in use and being utilized. When we say that the pricing increases after you've used 1,000 tags, the use is just when you start placing them on your items and they're being utilized that way. They can be sitting in your system, but if they're not associated with a particular item, they are not considered in use.
Oh, so I love that. So, I would probably think to buy, I know I want to be a vacant stager. I know that that's, let's say, going to be my market. That's something I talk to people about in the first week. And I want to, go gangbusters with that. I would probably then buy the 2,000 tags, save money, and just not, obviously go into use, as I purchase my inventory.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And I love it. Eric says he really likes the notes section in your system that allows them to remind us of when they're using different sets or what goes well together. So that's awesome.
Oh, good. It's always nice to hear how other people are using some of the features because, everybody, like Tori said, everybody uses the system differently, and just hearing different ways people are using it is really advantageous for me as a trainer to tell people, hey, this is how other people are using the notes section or whatever.
Yeah, I love it. Well, you guys were great. Okay, any other questions, guys, out there? It looks like.
Thank you, Eric.
I know he's great. Thank you, gals. If any of you guys has a question, just go straight to their website. I want you to be thinking, everybody who's on this line, as you're thinking about your growth and what you want for your business and reaching those goals, this is one of those products that's going to help you get there more efficiently. This is just all about being much more efficient, tracking your success. I love that it tracks the items that make you the most money. That was a new one for me that I learned in today's thing, Tori, that was different than the RISA presentation. I don't remember you mentioning that we get to track the return on investment on different products. And Eric, just to say at the end, he said that he loves your product. He wishes he used you guys from the beginning, which is...
Yeah, that's huge. I tell everybody, I'm like, don't ever think you're too small, because you're not. You're going to grow. Staging is not going anywhere except getting better. And you're going to grow.
Exactly. I love this. So thank you all. Thank you, everyone on the line. Thank you, Tori and Tamara.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
All right.
And we'll see you in the next webinar. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.